What is going on YouTube? How y'all doing? It is just your average Joe. We are back, hanging out in the garage, as always. We're going to do a update video, let y'all know where I've been, what I've been doing, get into some sales, and yeah, just catch up, do some catching up. So if you haven't been around before, my name is Joe, just your average Joe. We're resetting again. I've been on hiatus for like 3 months now, give or take, since right around Christmas time. So 2.5 months since we've uploaded anything. So I'm back. Just kind of took a little break. My other business has been doing pretty well. So I've mentioned in my older videos that teeter-totter thing, kind of, sort of, you know, but yard sale season's back. So I'm here. Again, if you haven't hung out with me before, I've been reselling on eBay for about, 25 years now. Been reselling on eBay, but I've been full-time selling on eBay, or quote unquote haven't had a job since, I don't know, 7-8 years now. I want to say 7-8 years since I kind of started doing this quote unquote full-time. So I've got a lot to offer. Hopefully you stick around and hang and oh, this is tipped over, huh? Hopefully you stick around and hang and enjoy the video. I don't know. I try to throw nuggets for anybody that's new watching. I try to throw nuggets out there. No, I guess that's staying. Try to throw nuggets out there as we go to kind of help along the way, help any fellow resellers that may be new to this, or just help motivate you a little bit to get into reselling, because there's plenty of room at the top. There's plenty of room to make some extra money, whether it's, you know, you have a full-time job already and looking to just make a few extra $100 a month or another 1,000 or 2 a month. This is definitely a way to do it. And it's also can be a full-time thing for folks to take it on full-time. But let me turn my camera on, or my, I mean, our lighting, I think, is pretty good, but hey, look at that. All right. So anyway, where have I been? So basically, I really haven't been doing much since about mid-December when I posted all those Switch games. For folks that have been around, you kind of know what that's, you know, what happened, which is basically my last big hurrah of posting stuff on eBay was back in like early to mid-ish December, and it was a ton of Switch stuff. Old Switch games I've been hoarding for like a year and a half on all the Switch deals that I've done. Since December, basically, you know, I don't want to drag this out too long, but since December, I basically just got lazy. Planned on starting the new year, hit hammering down and blah blah blah, this and that, and getting hard in it, but I my other helmet business, if you guys have been around a while, you know that I do autographed football helmets, kind of like stuff like this on Facebook Live. So stuff kind of like this on Facebook Live. Jamar Chase on a Hydro Authentic helmet, Speed Flex helmet. So if you're interested in anything of this nature, sports wise, make sure you come check out the room. Facebook is BTG East Coast on Facebook. We do live, and we do autographed football helmets, raffle style. It's breaks is what it's called, breaks, if you ever heard of breaks, but it's kind of like a raffle style if you're not familiar with that. Anyway, typically first quarter, things ramp up on that side of the business. So eBay does kind of hit the back burner around this time, first quarter. Obviously, yard sales are not very abundant. I still been doing marketplace pickups along the way here and there. I've been doing marketplace pickups while I haven't been around. Really haven't been doing much buying since first part of December, so almost 3 months. At this point, my purchasing has been very minimal. Although I did go to Raleigh and do a pretty big deal up in Raleigh for Lego stuff. Stuff like this. Let me show you. So I went all the way up to Raleigh. I got a heck of a deal on stuff like this. I got 4 different, well, you know what? Let me just show you this one. Oh, I spent like $400, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big, large, Lego, complete in the box, unopened, brand new Lego sets. So one of them is the Batwing, Seinfeld Studio, the Nintendo Get Up, the whole Nintendo NES, original NES, which is pretty cool. I'd like to keep that one, but I'm probably not. What other one do I have over here? One of these alone, this is like $250, $300 for just this one. I got the Nintendo, the Batwing. I've got the Seinfeld Studio, and I've got Home of the Brick, which is some dinosaurs. And then the dude threw this in the deal. It's a sealed copy of Fortnite on PS5. He just threw this in for free, sealed. And this was like 125 or something like that. So I spent like $400. So one of those Lego sets and Fortnite basically pays for the bundle. And then I got 4 other ones to sell off, and they all go for about $250 a piece. So I couldn't pass that deal going up to Raleigh. If you don't know, I go up to Raleigh occasionally. So I'm saying all that to say, still been doing marketplace pickups along the way. Not a ton, but here and there, but not really yard sales. I did start yard selling this past weekend. I didn't take my GoPro, so that's there's that. Did not take my GoPro, but the plan is to start doing that more this season to show you guys, when I'm out in the field, give you guys a different perspective, especially those that have subscribed and hung out with me before. So that's basically the story. I haven't really hit the weight loss thing like I've wanted to. I've kind of just been busy with work and not eating like I was, but certainly not losing either. Just kind of maintaining. So the plan is still to go down that process of trying to get some weight off again. I have been using my gym a little bit. If you've been with me before, you know that I picked up the Bowflex stuff and all that. So I have been using that a bit, the bench and the dumbbells, not consistently, but a couple times a week. And so just trying to kind of getting back now. It's springtime. I think another reason why I don't like doing the videos is because it's been cold, and I know for some of y'all cold is like in the zero negatives. For me, cold in North Carolina is like 30s, 20s, and 30s, and it's just no fun to be out here when it's freezing in the morning. It's enough to just get packing and shipping knocked out. So I think that's another reason why I've kind of taken a little hiatus, is just because of the weather. It's starting to turn nice now. We're getting up in the 60s and 70s again. So it's time to get back on track. Basically, I'll be out yard selling again. So we'll show you the stuff that we pick along the way. And this weekend, in fact, I got a Wii U bundle for like $40 and a bunch of games, and we did okay. Spent like $150, did okay. But anyway, that's kind of what's been happening. Haven't really been spending a whole lot the past 3 months. As far as income goes, I've hit goal a couple times. If you don't know, my goal is $1,400 a week, or $200 a day. It's been pretty dismal because I've been basically just relying on all the old stuff to sell, and because I haven't been putting much on eBay since. In fact, I just did the first big eBay posting was the day before yesterday, and yesterday I put up probably about 25 items. That's the first time I put up a bunch of stuff since December, really, outside of maybe one item here, one item there. But for the most part, I've just been kind of hoarding a lot of the stuff and just I'm just still sitting on a bunch of stuff, but just haven't been focused on getting the stuff up on eBay. Obviously that's going to hurt your sales. So I haven't hit goal much, but I've been steady. $400 or $500. I did hit $1,400 or 12 for something last week. I did hit like $1,300 one week in February. I hit another $1,200 or $1,300 1 or 2 weeks in January. But it's also dropped down. I've had a week where I had like $250 or so, $300, and another week which was $500. This week I'm on pace to do another $500. So obviously things are not consistent. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but what I will say is I have purged a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of the systems up here anymore. I mean, I have quite a few still, but a lot of the systems, if you know all my systems, this was just racked all the way down, and on the other side of just systems, I had systems laying all over the place. So I've been selling. In fact, I got 3 sales for systems today that I'll show you guys. So I have been selling through a lot of the older stuff. I did end like 2 weeks ago. I ended all my items. I was down to 388 items. During Christmas time, I had like 600 and something. So that gives you an idea. I've sold through about 200 some items in the past, 2.5 months or so. Sold through about 250 items, give or take, which isn't a ton, but it's, for not posting and helping the algorithm and all that, it's not terrible. Obviously, at this point, I probably won't beat what I did last year. By the way, last year I didn't even do a video of my end sales for 2024. My overall, my total sales for 2024 was 97, right around like 96 and change, 96.7 I think it was. So right at 97,000 was my total sales for 2024 on eBay. It was minus like 24% or 23%. Obviously that's shipping fees and all that. So I think out the door I was at like 69,000 or something like that. Right at about 70,000 is what what I brought home. Obviously that's not including purchasing, cost of goods and gas and things like that. So obviously that's those are other expenses and if you know me, that those gray area things that are in expenses that I throw in the under expenses. So I try to bring that taxable amount down, way down, after all my purchasing and expenses and things like that. Cell phone bill, space, gas, things like that. So wear and tear on the vehicle. So trailer, just anything I can throw under there, I throw under there. So anyway, so that's about, obviously the 70-ish, 69 was before, not including all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so that's kind of my end year, just to give you guys a snapshot of the end year. Obviously I don't think at this point I can probably beat last year because I've started this year out pretty slow. Obviously this first quarter, or last year, first quarter, I was killing it still. And I was still rolling first quarter of last year. So, but my helmet business has been rolling better than last year, first quarter. So it's kind of like, again, it goes back to that tipping, that teeter-totter thing, So I may not make as much on eBay for the first quarter as I did last year, but I'm going to make more on my helmet side of the business than I did last year. So for first quarter. So anyway, I'm rambling a little bit, but that's it. So that's where we're at. I still haven't posted that. if you've been with me a while, I've had a video with all the perfume. By the way, all the perfumes, I had somebody buy like the green ones. Somebody bought the whole lot of like 14 of them for like $2 something. So I only have like 13 perfumes left out of that whole bundle that I bought. I still haven't put that video out like I was planning to. It's sitting on my desktop. I've been meaning to post it, and I just time and I don't excuses. I just have no excuse. It's just excuses. But I haven't put it up. So then my goal is to get that thing up hopefully this week for you guys so you can see that. We'll kind of get back on track with doing this regularly every day or every other day. It may not be on every day again, but it's certainly several times a week again. Maybe every day. I don't know. It's a nice outlet. So for me to kind of just let you guys know what's happening and help along the way and show you what's selling and hopefully helps your eBay journey. And but yeah, so that's kind of a nutshell what's been happening with me. Not a ton. Been a little lazy, been a little focused on another side of the business. Haven't really done a whole lot on eBay. Haven't purchased a bunch for eBay. I will say, since you've seen me last, I have started an account with XYAB because I do a lot of video games. So if you don't know, well, obviously you wouldn't know, I started an account with XYAB. So XYAB, shout out to them. Started a wholesale account with them because I need stuff for video game stuff all the time. Like I just picked up an original Xbox. I had no controllers, I had no cables, I had no nothing. So I used to buy on eBay, and I'm not saying I won't buy stuff from eBay occasionally, still, but XYAB has a lot of stuff that's brand new. Obviously that's always a plus, and it's pretty good quality. I've done a few orders with them so far since I think January when I started an account with them. And so like this order has, let's see what this order has. Let's dive into it. This order has some stuff in here. So this is obviously if you're a video game reseller, it's ideal to do. So what do we got in this? So in this package, I've got 2 Wii remote because I always come across Wiis. And I always have enough controllers, but for me, I always end up not having enough nunchucks. That's always the one thing I always lack is nunchucks. So I picked up a couple nunchucks. the back doors for the expansion doors for PS2s. I come across PS2s pretty regularly, and half of the time they don't have the expansion door on them. So I already did a purchase for like 3 of these, and I put them in all the ones that I currently have. But the expansion door, you know what I mean? Like they're always missing the expansion door. So, you know, these are like a couple dollars for these expansion door. So I got a few of those. What's the other thing? What do we got here? Make sure my mail lady's not coming through. Oh, I always seem to get short on these. PlayStation cables. And here's the one thing I'll say. You know, I've done my fair share of purchasing cables through eBay, and they work, but they're like super cheap. I've had a couple times where people tell me that the AV cables don't work and they're brand new. So I've started buying my AV cables through XYAB, and so far they feel, they're still cheap, but they feel a little bit better quality than the ones you get on eBay, the cheap ones from eBay. So anyway, this is PS2, a PS1, PS2 AV cables. I always seem to come across PS1s and PS2s, and probably half the time I don't have the cables for them. So there's that. And then on this one, I think there's 2 controllers because this is the Xbox, OG Xbox stuff. So yeah, so pretty good quality. I think these are like $7 a piece. I had no controllers, so I just got an OG Xbox, and I have no extra controllers. So look at that. That's a pretty good quality controller. Feels pretty nice. It doesn't feel super cheap. Obviously it's third party, but it's the green. It's pretty, you know, pretty good. So that's, you know, and I can listen. It's a brand new third party green controller. Feels great, and like $7. Like I can't go wrong with that. So I can, you know, obviously complete my bundle now with my OG Xbox. So I ended up buying 2 of these just to have a couple extra, because I come across OG Xboxes occasionally, and for me, I can just speak for myself. For me, I don't, a lot of times I don't have controllers with them, or they come with one, but I'd like to have a second controller. I don't always do 2 controllers with systems bundles, but so here's the blue one. So again, like $7. I mean, you can't go wrong, man, for $7. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So anyway, that's what I bought. Did I not get the AV cables for? Oh, okay, yeah, right there. So I also got AV cable for, this was like $4, the AV cable for the Xbox, OG Xbox. And obviously the next question is, does it work? I don't know. I didn't have a set of AV cables to test it. I had the power cable, but I went ahead. It was a bundle for the power and the AV for like $4. So I was like, well, I'll just get the bundle. Even though I've got plenty of the power cables, I don't have any AV cables, so I wasn't able to test it. So now I'll be able to test it. If it works, I can throw in 2 of the controllers, one blue, one green. And the biggest thing with OG Xboxes is, do they load read discs? 9 times out of 10 they work, but do they load discs? That percentage is probably 30% of the time they actually read discs. So that's what I'm anticipating is, will it read discs or not? We'll find out. But anyhow, that's my order from XYAB. They do charge like 10% or $10 shipping. So I try to just add stuff to cart as I need it, and then do like one, you know, decent size order. So it's, and I get, you know, you get a little deal like that where you can get a bunch of little stuff that you need to complete things, and then put the order in. So that is my something new that's happened, or something else that I've done for this year, is I'm going to try to purchase more stuff from XYAB. Their prices are really good. It's super easy to create a reseller account or a wholesale account with them. And yeah, that's that. So, and if you do video games, I'd recommend it. And this is no plug for them. I get no money out of it or anything like that. I'm an advocate because I'm using it. So that's that. I think that's about it, man. I think that's about it. I recently had a return, actually 2 return requests. One, a lady bought a PS2, and she said it was clean, it was in great condition, it was packaged amazing, but it wasn't what I expected. I'm like, what the fuck do you expect? What do you expect? It's a PS2. What do you mean it's not what you expected? It's what do you expect? So she's yet to do a return on it, or actually return it, because I messaged her and said, I'm sorry that it wasn't what you expected, but I will unfortunately have to deduct the original shipping because it wasn't, nothing wrong with it or nothing going on with it. So, and then I had somebody else who wants to do a return on a Switch saying the dock doesn't work. And I've asked them several times, this was like 2 weeks ago now, I've asked them several times, hey, I can replace the dock. I can send a dock out for like $23 through eBay. Just buy one and have it sent to their address for like $23. It worked when I tested it, but I haven't heard a word from them. So I'm pretty sure both of those returns are going to get canceled out at some point because they're not going to do them. Although I do have 2 open cases, they're not doing anything. And I have a third one right now, actually. Buyer hasn't received the item, so they haven't received an item case, but the item shows delivered on the 4th. So I sent them a message and said, I'm sorry that it's not showing delivered, or that it's not at your house, but it does show delivered. Unfortunately, in this case, my only recommendation is contact the post office. It's in a white box, 14 by 10. That's the box it's in. If they can, maybe the mail person can recall where they may have delivered it by mistake. Otherwise, you have to open up a dispute and a case and a claim with the post office. And so there's that. I haven't heard anything back from them either, because that was on, today's the 6th. That was on the 4th. They opened it up right away. I guess the day it delivered, they opened it up, and it's been 2 days. I haven't heard anything. So I don't know where that one's going to go, but I do know eBay will protect me because it shows delivered. So nothing going against my seller performance or category, video game category, no dings on that. If y'all know that whole journey that we had last year, it rolled off in January where they were charging me 5% extra in the video game categories because of too high returns. Luckily, I'm doing pretty good right now. I do have 3 open ones, but all 3 of them are not gonna impact that metric, and thus possibly make me pay 5% extra for the video game category. So if you don't know what that's about, you can drop a comment and ask what I'm talking about, and I'll be glad to articulate that further in the next video. But that's where we're at. So I think we can get to our normal video now. Pretty well caught up, 20 something minutes into this, but I think we're caught up. So, again, as of this week, I've got, actually I'm right at like $600 now. I just had another sale come through for a Famicom. So I had 3 video game systems sell. So let's go ahead and get started. First one is Super Nintendo with Killer Instinct. Super Nintendo with Killer Instinct. Let's find that. I think that's on the other side. Oh, did I mention I canceled? Yeah, it is. I canceled all 3. I did go into this, but I don't think I dove into this. So I canceled 2 weeks or so ago because my sales were terrible. Obviously, part of the reason sales were terrible is because I wasn't posting anything, right? That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt your sales. So I wasn't posting much. I wasn't selling much. But I had a ton of really good stuff. I've got a lot of really good stuff up on eBay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to end all 380 or 360 of my items, every one of them, and I'm going to relist them, sell similar, and repost them. I'm an advocate of that now because it's the first time I've done onesie twosies, end item, sell similar. I've never done the whole store, and it took me like 5-6 days, little by little, to get them all back up. But I did. My sales started picking up, and that's when I hit I ended up hitting goal, and that was last week. So I am an advocate of maybe once a year. Oh, low battery. Maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, going through all your items and ending all of them. Again, it depends how many items you have. Normally I have about 500-600 items up, 700 items, just depending on what's going on. But we'll just say 600 items on average, give or take. I was down to 380, 360, and I just decided I got a ton of good stuff up still. I got a ton of watchers on a ton of items. Let me just cancel, sell a similar, and bring the price down like $10 here, $15 there, $5 here, whatever it was. Bring the prices down a little bit, and don't you know, it just started popping. So it's slowed down now, but last week and after I did it, I started selling quite a bit of stuff, older stuff that has been sitting. And then all of a sudden, boom, it sold. Even though it had a sale on it for cheaper than what I had relisted it for a lot of times, because sometimes I was do 20%, 15, 20% sales discount, and they still would just sit. And then so when I sold a similar, brought the price down, the price was still not where it would have been on a sale, but I did bring the regular price down on pretty much all items. And they started selling. So it behooves me sometimes how the algorithm works on eBay. It doesn't make any freaking sense, but it's a little strategy thrown at you. You know, if your sales are slow and you don't have too many items up, start fresh, end everything, and then little by little every day post 20, 25 items and do sell a similar 20, 25 of your items, because it's super quick to do sell similar. You know, it takes you about 15 minutes to do about 25 items, 30 items. 10 or 15 minutes, and just sell similar, edit maybe the title, tweak the price, and make sure your shipping is good. Quite a few items still had the old priority shipping on it because I've had items up for that long before Ground Advantage took over. So there were some items where I just checked it, I checked every shipping on all those items as well. And yeah, and so anyway, it worked out pretty darn well. I'll just say that. So that's a little nugget, little strategy. All right, so first thing that sold was a Super Nintendo for $165. I'm not going to pull the whole thing out, but Super Nintendo with 5 games. Killer Instinct is the main title. Not super yellow. In fact, maybe a small hint of yellowing, but not much. Has the controller, all the hookups, all that good stuff. So $165 plus shipping. The Famicom with 3 games. Famicom with 3 games. Sold for $100 plus shipping. And then, which Wii is that? That's the one with the black controller, with the clear, what you call it? Wii U black controller. Wii U black controller. I think that one's it. Okay. I have quite a bit of these. I think I got like 3 of these left. Wii U, the whole get up. It's got the dock, controller, HDMI cables, all that good fun stuff. Very nice condition. So for $165 as well, plus shipping. So pretty good day today. So far with shipping and taxes out the door, we're at $511.58, 3 items. So not too bad. Not too bad. Obviously that's not including shipping, taxes, and fees. So $511.58. So I'm gonna get this stuff packed up, and that's gonna wrap up the video. So yeah, don't have a whole lot. Well, I guess I did have a whole lot, but hopefully I think at this point we're caught up. I'm sure there's other things I left out I'll probably touch on in tomorrow's video, and yeah, so as I remember stuff that's happened over the past 3-ish months, I'll try to bring those things up. But at this point, we'll keep on trucking, business as usual going forward. Outside of some things that I may recall from what's happened over the last 3 months, but outside of that, I think we're good to go. If y'all have any questions, comments, you know the deal, drop them. Welcome back to watching, everybody. I'm here, I'm back, and that's all I got to say about that. So enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't been around before and you watched to this point. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, that's the best way to support the channel. And if you're back watching and you are a subscriber, Yarina, I don't know why you're the only one right now that's popped on top of my head. I can't. Well, I'm drawing a blank for everybody else. It's been so long. DY man, right? No, DY. I don't know. Look, forgive me, okay? Forgive me. My memory is terrible. I'd have to go in the comments to remember everybody, but appreciate you guys watching again. Hey, Zeus. I'm terrible. I'm old. My memory's terrible. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. And drop comments. Let me know that you're back watching again so I can call you out, shout you out, and say hey again. So welcome back. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.